And with that being said, we are reaching the end of our journey with one last topic to discuss. And this time from fantasy lands, from the worlds of ice, lands of witches, and superheroes. This time we're going towards the seas. More precisely, about the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, and it's funny
Yep.
you brought up.
Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum.
Well, it's funny you brought up Johnny Depp in the last segment too.
Go ahead.
It's funny you brought him up in the last segment. That kind of that's hilarious.
Yep. Actually, that was kind of like the overall idea. No, but seriously, no. I always kind of imagine him to play the chameleon. Honestly. Yeah. Okay. So with Pirates of the Caribbean 6, oh my god, I just cannot believe I put Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn alongside Jack Sparrow. I cannot believe this.
That
Okay.
picture, it's not oddly that picture almost works for Pirates of the Caribbean, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I can even imagine Margot Robbie playing like a clownish, like pirate as well.
Like it looks weird, but it kind of works.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Okay, so with the Pirates of the Caribbean 6, okay, this is gonna go all over the place. So from this moment onward, it's gonna be full on discussion, theory, thoughts, things like that, because this is a topic that I really wanted to talk about for a long, long time. Actually, I did once talked about it. The link is going to be in the video description down below, where basically I talked about Pirates of the Caribbean 6, like I think it was like 9 or 8 years ago, just right after I watched the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales. So, it's kind of like, how can I put this? It's almost like what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, oh my god, the word is escaping me right now. Oh my god, just give me a second. What's the word I'm looking for? Just give me a second. Oh my god. Deja vu.
Okay, yes.
Talking like that's the word I was looking for. Like basically talking about this subject, like again, it really gives me like a very much like a deja vu moment. But anyway, so with the Pirates of the Caribbean 6, there has been so many news, from rumors to theories to like discussions. Like this subject has been all over the place. They were like, not just simply for Pirates of the Caribbean 6, but also for a reboot. Stories about like Margot Robbie getting involved. Then there was news about like Austin Butler being involved as well. And then and now like Jerry Bruckheimer trying his best to bring back Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow again and everything. Like this news about Pirates of the Caribbean 6 has been all over the place, and honestly, the first time I'm kind of like wondering where could I start with this, I mean. Okay, so let's try to go step by step here. So first and foremost, it has been, I think like the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales, I think it came out in 2018, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
so
yeah,
it has been like, I'm not gonna say 10 years, but it's been like almost 10 years. Yeah, it is almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it came out. I think it came out in 2018. But so basically, it has been almost like 10 years. I'm not gonna say 10 years precisely, but almost 10 years since the fifth one came out, and there's been talks about the sixth one, like ever since then, and and of course, with all the private affairs and problems that Johnny Depp had and everything, like it has been like one big crazy ride, basically. And also, there were, like I said, there were talks about the reboots and everything. So when it comes to Pirates of the Caribbean, it has been a really, really crazy ride, or should I say, a stormy ride. Now, my question for you, TK, is this. Um, so let's start with this. So there have been talks about Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. So my question for you is this: could you see this franchise like having like a total reboot, or do you think it might be they were talking about like a soft reboot, which basically could mean like expanding the
Yeah,
franchise? So what are your thoughts?
I would see it more as a soft reboot. I mean, here's the thing. I don't think you can make Pirates of the Caribbean work without Johnny Depp involved in it to some degree. I mean, I just don't think you could. Now, I could be completely wrong on that. They could do it without Johnny Depp and it could be a hit. I don't think it would be. I think Johnny Depp is part of what makes it what it is. Um, so I think even if it's like even if Johnny Depp is like in it like even if Johnny Depp Captain Jack is like the Stan Lee of the Pirates of the Caribbean universe, um, I think they need that. I don't think you can just like reboot it and like have another Captain Jack or get rid of Captain Jack altogether. I just don't think that would work.
You see that's the whole point, because I do agree with you, because whenever we're talking about the reboot, my and I think like you and I talked about this in one of our previous Shadow Council episodes, when we were talking about the fate of the franchise in general. Uh, when they were talking about a reboot, honestly, I'm also in the same boat as you. I think this could be a more like a soft reboot, which kind of leads to more like an expansion to the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Because honestly, the Pirates of the Caribbean, honestly, for me, I see it in a way like the Pirates of the Caribbean could be literally like Star Wars or DC Universe right now, or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in which
Yeah,
basically you have, for example, you have these five movies that already came out, as basically the pillars of this franchise, who builded this world. And if you go, and basically it's a world where you can easily start doing spin-offs. I mean, you can, like, it's a world where basically you can create a story about other pirates, or, for example, you can create like a sort of like, I don't know, like a Suicide Squad version of like Navy officials who are going after like hunting some pirates or something. Or you can tell a story about a crew of ghosts if you want to. Like the point I'm trying to say is, if the stories about the reboot are serious, which right now I don't think that's the case. But if the stories of the reboot are serious, then I think it might be a soft reboot, because I don't think Jerry Bruckheimer and the crew at Disney, I don't think they're crazy enough to reboot the whole thing. Without like with basically another Jack Sparrow or something like that. Like I think that would be crazy. So I think like the best thing they can do is to expand it. Honestly, now
well,
there were stories.
the
Go ahead.
last one, the last Pirates of the Caribbean, it had Will Turner's son and Barbossa's daughter, right?
Hmm.
And this next one, the I was just looking over some of the stuff you sent me the other day. So the next one, Austin Butler's cast in it, right? Or there are rumors that he's cast in it.
Well, if it says reportedly, then basically you can take this as a sort of like a rumor.
And then it also says that there are rumors that it's going to feature, or Jack Sparrow's son is going to be like a player in it.
Yeah, like that's why I tell you. That's why I told you like this whole Pirates of the Caribbean 6 slash reboot thing. It's like all over the place. And because there were also some news saying that Margot Robbie is going to be the main lead in a spin-off, and then basically they're saying that Austin Butler is going to be in the reboot. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Now I will say this: it wouldn't surprise me. Okay, like with the whole thing with the reboot, like for example, Jack Sparrow's son, Austin Butler, Margot Robbie. It wouldn't surprise me that eventually, in the end, they're all in Pirates of the Caribbean 6.
Yeah.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. Honestly, like they had ideas of reboots and everything, but eventually, like they put all this together and they brought them like in this like one movie and everything. Like in the end, it wouldn't actually surprise me. And also, if they did the Margot Robbie's character, like good, if they actually did the Margot Robbie's character right, honestly, I could see basically. Um I could actually see her relationship with Jack Sparrow actually work. Honestly, because especially after seeing Margot Robbie's like type of roles that she plays and everything, like I could see actually her character interact with Jack Sparrow. Honestly,
Yeah, I could kind of see
I
that too.
yeah, I mean, I could even see maybe like her character having like some sort of like maybe Harley Quinn elements as well. I don't know. Like I mean, it should be honestly, she could even play like a wacky version, a female version of Jack Sparrow. Honestly,
Yeah, I could see that.
yeah. I mean, already mentioning that, I know that there are some people right now going like for us, talking like this, but I don't know. I mean, like there's so many questions in my head right now when it comes to like this news. But again, let's start with the big one, and then we're gonna go onwards with that. Let's start with the big one right now. So, first and foremost, I have to admire Jerry Bruckheimer's conviction to try to bring back Johnny Depp. I really admire his tenacity to really try to bring him back. However, with everything, as I said before, with everything that was going on with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard and everything, uh, Johnny Depp basically in recent interviews he was actually very clear that he doesn't plan to work for Disney anymore, no matter what, no matter how much money they're offering him. So, and of course, there have been already stories that Johnny Depp already talked with Jerry Bruckheimer and the crew, but honestly, I don't know. I mean, I don't think honestly, I don't think he will budge. I don't think he will return. I mean, could you see Johnny Depp miraculously return as Jack Sparrow again
Honestly, I don't
with
know.
with everything that was going on?
I mean, I could. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could. I'm really not sure how it works without him.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
Um,
Um,
yeah, I'm really not sure how like how any kind of movie would work without him.
well, here's the thing. Again, let me give an example. Again, it's it's gonna be a bad example since you're not a big fan, since you don't follow this franchise. But work with me, okay? Try to work with me. Uh, Star Wars, for example. The same thing you can say about, like, for example, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford playing characters like Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Leia. You think like nothing can be done without them. Then of course the prequels came along. Ewan McGregor as younger Obi-Wan Kenobi, Hayden Christensen as Anakin, Ian McDermott again playing Darth Sidious and everything. And you think, well, Star Wars can be anything without him. But then, and then of course, came along the sequel trilogy, same thing. But then you have other things. You have other projects like The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, The Acolyte. Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Resistance, like all set with completely new characters. Well, besides Ahsoka, but all the others set with completely new characters, newly created characters that have nothing to do with the characters basically who are basically the pillars of Star Wars right now. So the point I'm trying to make here is that I think that's the if you have the right people on board, I think that's the same thing you can do with the Pirates of the Caribbean. I think you can do other projects inside this world that has nothing to do with Jack Sparrow. I mean, look, we all love Johnny Depp. We all love him as Jack Sparrow. I know he's a fucking icon. I know we all know that. We all do. But there will be moments where basically, you can't just simply go on with him and everything. You're gonna have to basically change the route. You're gonna have to change the course. So that's why I'm saying that maybe instead of going onwards with Jack Sparrow and using him over and over again and again, how about they just simply expand the world? You can go back in the past, present time, you know, in the future, or a totally different location. Let's say you create a story that happened at the same time as at World's End, for example. You know, completely on the other side of the world. If you have the right people, if you have the right characters, if you have the right story, you can still do it without using the main characters. So
Yeah.
so again, um, I think if again I think maybe instead of continuing with Jack Sparrow, maybe it's time that they basically try to expand the world. That's kind of like the overall point I have. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, I think. Um,
With everything I just said.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I say, my only thing would be I just don't know how you do it without I just don't know how you do it without Jack Sparrow to some degree. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's possible, I think. I mean, it really depends who else they cast.
And also depends on what kind of a story you wish to tell. I mean, for example, okay, let me give an example. For example, I mean, Jack Sparrow can still be involved. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be personally. You can get him like you can either name drop him, or you can show a wanted poster of him, or you can talk about like some tales of Jack Sparrow, like at one point in the story. That's still some involvement.
Now, if the idea, I mean, if it's true that it's going to be that Jack Sparrow's son is going to be a player in it, first of all, what I would kind of think is if Jack Sparrow's son is a player in it, and Austin Butler is actually cast in the movie, I'm my assumption would be Austin Butler will probably wind up being Jack Sparrow's son.
Yeah, if the rumors are true, yes, it kind of makes you think like he's gonna play the son.
And Austin Butler has blonde hair, which also makes me think that Jack and Elizabeth probably had a thing.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. All right.
But no, but kidding aside, I am curious if Jack has a son. I am curious like how they're going to handle that in terms of like if they're going to like if it's going to be a character we know or we've seen before who's the
Hmm.
mom or like I'm going to be curious how that works like cuz it will be a little bit out of the blue. Um but I mean, it wouldn't be too out of the blue though. The only reason I said about Jack and Elizabeth is because they did kind of have that chemistry hinted at a little bit throughout the first three movies. So like it wouldn't be out of like the blue that something like that would have happened potentially. Um, but I don't know. I mean, saying it kind of feels like maybe it would be too far. Like not too far, but it I don't know how the audience would accept that if that happened.
Mm.
Um, but I mean, as far as the idea of a movie centering on, or even in part on Jack Sparrow's son, that could work without Jack directly in the movie.
Exactly. Or here's another thing. Or you can make, for example, a movie where Jack Sparrow is one of the main characters. Well, in the recent news that I've learned, basically Jack Sparrow would have been a side character. Basically, I mean, fair enough. He was always a side character, basically. Until like on Stranger Tides, where he was like the main character. But basically, what I'm saying is maybe you can do a movie where basically you introduce Jack Sparrow's son, and basically you have like like a father and son story, and then basically in the future of Pirates of the Caribbean movies, you can go on with his son. Like for example, you can make Jack Sparrow either die in like in the final battle in the end of the movie, or you can make him basically go like retiring as a pirate.
Yeah, I could see that. That would. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping. Here's the thing: if the Pirates of the Caribbean 6 is the movie they're going with, and they're still planning to have Margot Robbie in it, because from what I've heard, she might be she's going to be like the lead or one of the leads. I'm really hoping. Okay, I'm really hoping that this time they're not going to make her as a sort of like a Elizabeth Swann or Karina Smith type of character. I'm really hoping that this time, like she's gonna play a character. She's gonna play like a, for example, like an actual pirate character, for
Yeah.
example. Like because I'm really hoping, like, again, Margot Robbie in her movies, like, she played all kinds of different roles, but this time I'm really hoping that she's gonna play, let's say, a pirate.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I really hope that again, for the third time, I'm really hoping that she's not gonna do another like Elizabeth Swann or Karina Smith type of character.
Yeah, that would be too oh, I hate when I can't remember the word. That would be too much that'd be too much repetition, I think.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Even though Disney's also known for repetitions as well, but I really hope that that's not the case with Pirates of the Caribbean 6. But yeah, yeah. I mean, like, again, but again, I think, like, here's the thing. Jerry Bruckheimer, like, like I said, he was always a very clever, smart producer, and he knows that the core of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies or franchise in general was always Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. So I think that the main question is this: like, if like, will Johnny Depp actually come back as Jack Sparrow? Because that's the main question. Because again, there have been so many stories that he basically said, that he's done with Disney, that he's not going to work for them again. And there are there are even some stories that he actually met with Jerry Bruckheimer and they actually talked about it. I mean, I remember exactly. I remember one time, I think there was a news, again. I don't know if this is true or not, but I think like there was a report where basically they offered him like a $300 million or something to play Jack Sparrow again. Like they offered him a lot of money, and I think like he declined. Like I even remember he one time even made a joke in which, like, they offered me 300 million. I would say, well, give me a 300 million and one. Like, it was a joke, but he was meant to be like sarcastic. That's
Yeah.
what he was meant to be. I think he was meant to be. I think he was trying to be sarcastic. But again, because the center of it all is all about Johnny Depp, if he's going to return or not. And honestly, again, Johnny Depp, like I mentioned before, he's 63 years old. So, I mean, he still has the energy, he still has the charisma and everything. But I think, like, if they're gonna bring him back as Jack Sparrow, then he has to be like very soon. And this might be even like his last movie because, again, like I said, he's getting old.
Yeah.
So I think that here's the way how I think it could happen. They do a Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Again, if Johnny Depp accepts to return, they do a Pirates of the Caribbean 6. And then afterwards, they can either make it like as the final chapter or something. And then from that movie onward, they start expanding. They start
Yeah.
making like spin-offs and everything, like from like movies to like let's say TV shows, like for example anime TV shows or something. I mean, for example, I mentioned it already. Why not make, for example, a animated TV show about, let's just say, adventures of like young Jack Sparrow?
Yeah, well they had books about that.
Yeah,
They
I
could
told you
they
that
could
in our
easily do
live
that.
stream.
Yeah. Yeah, they could
Yeah,
easily do that.
yeah, but I don't think they will. I don't think they will. But they could easily do adaptations of those books.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, but again, the only reason why I'm bringing this up again is only because, like, if they still want to keep Jack Sparrow on the table, basically, that's kind of like one of the solutions they can do. But overall, I mean, the main question right now is this that I have for you, TK. Do you see Pirates of the Caribbean 6 actually happening?
I mean, I think so only because I feel like the franchise just by itself, like there are too many people who are interested in it that it would just completely die.
Mm,
Um, I do think whether Johnny Depp himself is involved or not could like dictate what happens though. Um,
mm,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me like if Jerry Bruckheimer couldn't get Johnny Depp, if he just scraps it.
yeah.
I mean, he might not, but I don't know. There's a part of me that kind of thinks that Jerry Bruckheimer might not do something without Johnny Depp on board.
I mean, like because that's what I'm saying. That even like with the whole like reboot thing, like I mean, like I said, the only solution could be is either try to expand the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, like basically instead of going a full on reboot, going, let's say, like a soft reboot, or basically hope for the best and hoping that Johnny Depp would say yes, like to play Jack Sparrow one last time. But with everything going on, I kind of doubted that he will do it. But again, in this world, like anything is possible. But even if he says no, for me personally, the way how Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man Tell No Tales ended, you can also make an argument that that was actually a pretty good ending for the franchise in general.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. I completely agree with that. I think that you could argue that that was like a final movie.
Exactly, like you can make an argument for something like that as well. Yeah, but so I think, like, so again, we're both on board about, like, if they're trying to do a reboot, that they should be a soft reboot, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But again, with everything going on, I don't think Jerry Bruckheimer is going to go with the reboot, because again, he like I said, he's a smart producer. He knows that the Pirates of the
yeah.
Caribbean can't work without Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow, which
Well,
for me personally is a mentality is the wrong type of mentality, honestly, that he has, because, like, again, the point I made before, if you have the right crew, if you have the right characters, if you have the right story and ideas, you can do projects in the Pirates of the Caribbean world without Jack Sparrow.
yeah,
Honestly, and honestly, here's the thing: if they decide to go with an animated, like, idea for the Pirates of the Caribbean, because there were actually a story somewhere that they wanted to do a Pirates of the Caribbean animated series for Disney Plus. There was a rumor going around, but then later on, I think it was either debunked or they abandoned the project or something. I don't know, but if you want to keep Johnny Depp around, I think, like, the easiest way would be for him to voice him.
yeah,
Honestly, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's a bit of a shot in the dark for us, because again, we it's a story that goes all over the place. But
yeah.
honestly, I would have much prefer in the end of the day. I would much prefer they do a one less Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and then basically, you know, basically making the fans, making Jerry Bruckheimer and also Johnny Depp giving the satisfaction to play the character one last time, and basically that's it. I think like
Yeah,
I think that they should leave it at that. But if you talk about soft reboot, I think like the perfect way would be to basically try to expand the franchise.
yeah,
In
I
short,
agree.
mm. Yeah. Do you have anything more to add?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, like the only last thing I just wish to mention why the whole Pirates of the Caribbean 6 is a bit clunky right now because, for example, Orlando Bloom, he did say that he wished, to come back to play Will Turner one more time, in the Pirates of the Caribbean because he loves the idea of bringing the band back together. But Keira Knightley said the opposite. Like she said that she's completely done with the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So that's another like problem, or should I say obstacle, with making the Pirates of the Caribbean 6. That's just another thing that I wanted to add. Mm,
Yeah, it's going to be
but
interesting to see how this shakes out.
yeah, because again, we don't have any details about the story. We don't have anything right now. Like I said, those are just very like minimum type level, like news with so many rumors and like But again, I thought it was as a subject. I thought it would be interesting to talk about. You know,
Yeah,
yeah. But overall, like I said, if they go with the idea that Austin Butler is going to play Jack Sparrow's son, I think you know, I think even as an actor, I think he would be the perfect choice to kind of like continue Johnny Depp's legacy.
yeah, I agree.
Mhm. Yeah. With that being said, here we are done, guys. Yep. Last topic of the episode, and also we reached the end of the road. So basically, with everything that we mumbled about the Pirates of the Caribbean 6 in general, basically, what are your thoughts in general? Like, do you think Pirates of the Caribbean 6 is gonna happen? Do you think Pirates of the Caribbean is gonna get a reboot, full on reboot, or a soft reboot? Do you think Johnny Depp will return as Jack Sparrow? What kind of role can you see Margot Robbie playing in Pirates of the Caribbean? Do you think Austin Butler is still involved? Basically, everything about the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise in general, all the comments, all the questions, everything, just put in the comment section down below and share with us your shadowy wisdom as always.